Hey, what is up YouTube? Andrew Rooney here. I'm a full-time drummer and drum teacher here in Auckland, New Zealand. This is part 3 of the Things That I Learnt at Jazz School series. Part 1 was all about gear and what I basically perceive as the gear myth now. Part 2 was all about how I found growth is painful. Real growth is painful. You're going to have to push yourself outside your comfort zone and your ego may take a hit. Part 3 is about how I learnt that simple does not mean easy. And I guess the concept of simple versus easy and the whole thing of easy drumming. Easy drumming is not easy. If anyone's making drumming sound or look easy, it means they're really good. Now I'm going to give you a story that was really profound for me on part 2 in this series when I talked about how growth is painful. I mentioned a percussion ensemble. Now that was one of the papers, that was one of the things that all the drummers in the school had to do, and it actually incorporated the classical percussionists in with all the jazz guys. So we've got our jazz and classical percussionists there, we're all set up, we're playing various kinds of percussion related pieces. Could be tuned percussion, snare pieces, kit, all kinds of things. Now, one of the things that our tutor, Ron Sampson, got us to do was we all had our practice pads and we're all sitting around in our drum circle, and he put the metronome on at 40 BPM. 40 BPM is really, really slow. I can't think of a song that would be that slow. So obviously if you're thinking of BPM, beats per minute, 60 BPM is one click every second. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Now I'm going to drop in some audio right here of 40 BPM just to let you know how slow that is right about now. It's going to be very exciting right about now. I'm sure you'll agree it's pretty slow. Now, the task he set for us was really simple. He wanted to put the click on at 40 BPM and we hit our practice pad and try and bury the metronome. Now, the whole concept of burying the metronome is obviously when you hit your practice pad and you cannot hear the metronome, which indicates that you are exactly in time. A lot more difficult to do than it seems. And obviously it can depend on how the volume of the metronome, but you know when you've buried the metronome. You can feel it. It's a really crisp on sound. So we've got this collection of drummers who are good enough to be at music school, are serious enough at least, and really into it, practicing really hard and trying to be a really great drummer. So do you think any of the drummers, there must have been 12 of us in this class, do you think any of the drummers could bury a 40 BPM metronome? As I say, a very simple task. And I can tell you, no one could do it. I was a first year, 2 other first year drummers, I believe 3 second year drummers, a couple of third year drummers, honors, masters, and the classical guys as well. Now, no one could bury the metronome. Why could nobody execute this seemingly ridiculously, almost like childish, like simple task? And the answer is because simple does not mean easy. And I really took that with me through my career, and I started to get a new appreciation of pop drummers or rock drummers. So doing the jazz degree, I started to really hear great pocket and feel, and other players been so immersed in the jazz degree, but I was still doing covers gigs at the time, well, basically to pay my way through the degree. And I would go up to Sky City Casino, which was close to where our residency was for our covers band, and I would be able to catch the first set of what I considered to be the best band. Well, probably the best band in New Zealand, but probably might actually be the best band I've seen, full stop. And it was the band that was up at, they had a residency up at our Sky City Casino. And the drummer there, Mickey, he would just play simple songs that I might even be playing in my covers band. But they sounded quite different when he played them. And then I started to think, why does he sound like that and I don't sound like that? And then you start to think, I'm practicing a lot, and your mind starts to really focus on these things. If you want to go that way, if you want to go down the pocket route, or if you have that realization that simple is not easy and there is magic to the great simple pocket drummers. Think of guys like Steve Jordan or Matt Chamberlain. Steve Jordan's the ultimate because his parts really are absolutely basic. The kind of beats you would learn at your first couple of drum lessons in a lot of cases. It's just that he sounds so damn good doing them. And he just gets hired over and over and over again, making a heap of money too. And it's like, well, why can't we do that? It's because simple is not easy. He's executing something simple at just the highest possible level. And instead of going down the complex route, he's gone the complete other way. He has gone that far down the rabbit hole that perhaps like a Gavin Harrison or a Danny Carey would, except he's gone down the pocket route. And it's a whole different journey, a whole different set of influences, and a whole different focus for your drumming. And you're going to start noticing things that are going to help that over time, and you're going to gravitate towards a great pocket. You can't not, if that's your focus. Another thing, leaving music school, I really craved, after doing a lot of complex stuff there, or stuff that I could not really do very well at all. I really craved going back to fundamentals and working on essentially the basics, but this time doing them properly. Actually setting a solid fundamental base with which to build on top of. And one of the best pieces of advice I got was from Alex Samedi at Drum City. And I was in the shop hanging around, looking through all the books, completely lost at that point really. And he just came up and he recommended Stick Control, which the book just looks so stupid to me because it's just a bunch of rights and lefts. Come on, man. That's way too simple. I'm way past that stuff. And he said, you need to do the first page for 5 years. I couldn't even comprehend what he was talking about. It seems so ridiculous. I can play it now. Why would I want to work on it for 5 years? And it's because it's simple, but you're not executing it. So you need to go deep onto it and you need to explore it. You will learn a lot from going deep into any of those famous texts. I do think most drummers, if they really go for it that much and they're perhaps chasing really complex stuff, they will reach a point where they might actually just catch someone playing live or hear a recording and think, oh, that's it. That is it. And it's quite a strange feeling because it makes you rethink everything. And you think, all these basic beats that I can play, I can play them on paper, but they don't sound like how I want them to sound. And it's a really unsettling realization for your drumming. And I just constantly stress with my students, please go back to the basics, revisit your basics. We go over them together. Playing a 4-bar exercise, boom, cut, boom, boom, cut. Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, but can you play it like Steve Jordan on Vultures? John Mayer tune, the go-to tune. Your homework, now you didn't expect to be watching this video and not get some homework from the drum teacher, right? Your homework is to go away and listen to Vultures by John Mayer. I believe it's off the Continuum album. Steve Jordan on drums. Have a listen to it. There's a transcript. Actually, I'm going to link to the transcription in the description of this video. I did a transcription for my website. Have a listen. Play along. Record it. Listen back. Does it sound like Steve Jordan? Well, I can tell you it won't, because Steve Jordan is one of the most in-demand session drummers in the world and has been for decades now. You can start asking yourself those really important questions. Why? Why does it not sound like Steve Jordan? What? Again, like I said on the Sugarfoot video, why did Michael Jackson hire Sugarfoot? Why did John Mayer hire Steve Jordan? He also could have any drummer he wanted. He hired Steve Jordan, who doesn't play a lot of chops at all, but has an insane pocket. And then you could start asking yourself, why? Why did he hire him? Why does it sound so good? And then I believe you're asking the right questions. Yeah, simple is not easy. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And leave a comment with your thoughts if you disagree, if you strongly agree, or any input you have. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care. Ciao.